Welcome back. We are going to take another questions. Panel, please.
Yes. My question will direct both of you about the energy-saving home renovation policy. About the energy-saving home renovation policy, should it be continued or should be a new way to take out to protect our environment?
Oh, I think it's my go.
Yours. Your turn.
Well, having been a solar power user for over 15 years myself, very proud of already being a big supporter of alternative and clean energy uses. The Liberal platform includes a $13,500 eco-renovation tax credit. That's a great support, not only for people who will have the opportunity to use the renovations for their house to reduce their energy bills, but it will also be a significant stimulant to all of the enterprises, the businesses that engage in that kind of building energy efficient renovation. So on the one hand, $13,500 for a family to renovate, to help them renovate their homes, to make them energy efficient, which will save them money, but also stimulate the green technologies and the green enterprises which we want to support. I will express some concern. The Conservative, the Harper platform includes an eco retrofit piece, but this was exactly the program that the Harper government canceled several years ago, and so I question why at this late game, one, it's back in there if there was it was canceled earlier, and two, how credible it is that, given that the Harper government had canceled it, how credible is it that we'll ever see it again? And I will just repeat, $13,500 is a significant amount, but it will help families save money on energy bills and stimulate green technologies and green businesses.
Tony, thank you for the question. You addressed something that I am quite knowledgeable about. I serve as the board director on the Toronto Regional Conservation Authority. I have, for my own house, a super R2000 home that I built. It won 5 national awards in the year that it was built. It uses total solar energy hot water heating. It has super low e-immiscibility windows, and it is the entire house can be recycled when they decide to tear it down some 30, 40, 50 years later. So it is a totally recyclable house, and it is a topic that I'm very knowledgeable about. Matter of fact, in my business, when I build disaster relief houses around the world, this is what I do. They are all energy efficient homes. Now, with respect to in Canada, how we will address this issue, yes, the Conservative government strategy is to put back this eco energy retrofit. I think on top of that, we are also going to be looking at a broader re-examination of the R2000 program of energy efficient homes, but certainly, as was mentioned, the $13,000 tax credit will both help lower the energy use and stimulate the green energy home and renovation industry. So these are it's one strategy that is a double-edged sword that can do 2 things.
Thank you so much. Let's start the debate.
Well, I think it's wonderful that we have 2 candidates in Willowdale, both of whom are supportive of the environment and using alternative energies, and I think that's a good thing for Willowdale.
And it is a good thing for Willowdale. And I think on top of that, I also like to bring to the table that I also spent 10 years in the mass transit building industry. I am a strong supporter of mass transit systems. I have helped build or helped do the feasibility design for transit systems in Beijing, Shanghai, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Taipei, and Kuala Lumpur.
The problem is that we need much more mass transit here in Toronto.
Yeah.
We definitely we need, and again, before, this is my 3rd election to be re-elected as the Member of Parliament for Willowdale, and before the first time, I was advocating 1, foreign credentials that we talked about earlier, but also significant increases in infrastructure spending for mass transit, for public transit. Particularly Willowdale, we know, because we have the Finch subway station, and everybody comes to park so that they can get on the Finch subway station, but all across the GTA.
Yeah, related to energy policy, given what happened in Japan, what do you both think about the nuclear energy, for Canada?
Well, first, our hearts go out to everybody in Japan. It's a bit frustrating because we had so much news at the beginning, but there are still thousands, hundreds of thousands of people homeless still in Japan, people still dealing with the nuclear challenges. And so I just want to say our hearts go out to those who continue to suffer and to have to deal with this. I am a supporter of nuclear energy. One has to balance greenhouse gas emissions, which cause significant challenges in our environment. Nuclear energy in that regard is regarded as clean in that sense. But as we see, it comes with significant challenges. Over time, nuclear technology has improved dramatically in terms of safety. We hope that this will encourage even greater safety levels. But it is something that we have to look at. At the same time, conservation, making homes more energy efficient will reduce use of energy. We need absolutely to focus on alternative energy sources as well. So wind and solar, hydro in the larger sense. Canada is has tremendous expertise in hydro.
Tony, let me say, like Martha, I also extend my sympathy to the Japanese people. Japan is very dear to me. I spent 4 years of my high school there, and I also built one of their Tokyo Line 12 subway systems. So I understand the intricacies and difficulties of building in an earthquake zone. Matter of fact, I still have classmates and friends that are in Japan. As we speak, my factory is designing disaster relief homes to service the Tohoku, the northeast area of Japan, and we're now looking at some of the ways that we can build these homes to meet the next level of earthquake disasters. I must, in this case, agree again with my liberal counterpart here that I'm also a supporter of nuclear energy. It is a clean form of energy. It is a safe form of energy if you look over the long run, and it is certainly a very cost-effective way of supplying our electrical power. We need to tighten some of our regulations and rules around nuclear energy. The nuclear reactor that was built in Japan was a 40-year design built by General Electric. The Canadian heavy water, and there are now breeder reactor nuclear reactors that are much safer than those of the previous generation. But in parallel with this, again, I concur with my liberal counterpart that we need to investigate tidal power, wind turbine, and solar photovoltaic. These are the alternative form of energy that we need to address. And these, Canada need to put a lot more innovation into this because we have the right conditions in North America to do this. And this is something that I think the Conservative governments will strongly support.
Well, I would take exception to whether the Conservative government strongly supports it. You and I might agree, but your government has a terrible record on the environment. But I will say that I am very excited about the $13,500 tax credit for eco retrofits. One, because and this is so critically important, it encourages energy savings, which is better for the environment, encourages lower energy bills for the families, but also encourages the green technologies and the businesses that will be involved in doing the renovations. It's something I'm very proud as a Liberal to have in the platform.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you don't have any problem? No. Okay. So let's move on. But firstly, let's have a break firstly.